For over 100 years, the Butler County Humane Society has cared for and placed into loving homes the area's abused, neglected, and abandoned animals. Our No-Kill initiative was started in 2000 with a commitment of the board, our staff, and our community. As we are a non-profit, non-tax-supported facility, the BCHS is dependent on private donations for survival. We hope you enjoy this episode of Critter Corner and bring your entire family to visit us here at the Butler County Humane Society.
Angus, true to his breed's nature, is still bouncy and energetic at 4 years old. This means he would be more than willing to join you in any and all activities you wish to partake in. And although he's mostly on the move, he still enjoys your attention in less active ways. After all, what dog would turn down an ear rub or some snuggle time? Angus also appears to love every human he meets, kids and adults alike, but will have to be an only pet as he tends to get on the nerves of other animals. At around 1 year old, Callie has gone through much in life. Despite previously having a home, she had to be surrendered to the shelter when her family could no longer give her the care she deserved. At first, she didn't respond well to this transition, but now she has come to love the shelter companions and is a vibrant, spirited young cat waiting for a new family. Callie would fit best in a home with kids over 7, but enjoys the company of some other pets. This little 10-year-old man, Bonzo, has tons of love packed into his petite body. Wanting nothing more than to be by your side or curled up in your lap, he just loves to be loved. Though don't let his old age fool you, he has plenty of pep left in his step and enjoys going for long walks and romping around. With such a good-natured disposition, Bonzo has all the potential to fit well into any home, with or without kids or other pets. Oreo is 1 year old and can be as sweet as the cookie he's named after. When he's in the mood, he can be quite the cuddler and purrs up a storm, but can also be rather rambunctious while play, darting around the room and play-biting his feline companions. Due to his excitability, he may do best with kids over 8, but would fit in well with most other pets, as long as they are also the playful type, so that they can keep up with his active nature. Want to make a difference this holiday season in the lives of some animals in need? The Butler County Humane Society is looking for donations of items that we are desperately in need of. Items requested include kitten chow, Purina cat chow, Purina 1 chicken and rice cat food, any canned cat and dog food, any grain-free canned food, dry dog food, non-clumping cat litter, peanut butter, paper towels, rubber dog chew toys, and sturdy leashes. Just drop by the shelter with your donations and say hello to our residents so that you can experience their tail wags and purrs of thanks. This beautiful 1-year-old boy, London, arrived to the shelter as a stray and ever since has caught the eye of many. For some, he startled them from his kennel because of his loud, deep bark, but he's won over many more once out of his kennel with his lovable personality and award-winning smile. Due to some puppy-like behaviors, London would fit best into a home with older kids, but may get along with other pets. With all the cuteness of a young chick is 8-year-old Chickadee. Calm and even-tempered, Chickadee likes to take her time getting through the day. Not one to rush, she soaks up every last ounce of love you give her and returns the favor with a quiet purr. While friendly with people of all ages, she isn't one to share your affection with other cats. 3-year-old Scooter came to the shelter as a stray after being found tied to a mailbox. While no one knows how long he was left there, it must have been some time since he was rather skinny upon arrival. Now in the care of Butler County Humane Society staff, he is coming around very well. Not knowing what to do with a toy at first, he is now carrying around stuffed animals and chasing after tennis balls. Still unsure from time to time, Scooter would do better with calmer kids but would do well with other dogs. In contrast to his name, 4-year-old Peanut is an extra-large cat, just looking to lounge his way through life. While he gets along with other cats and their company seems to get him up and moving some, he still seems to prefer relaxation time over playtime. That's not to say he doesn't like to play at all, but given the choice, this big boy would likely pick a kitty massage over chasing a toy or other pet. Peanut would fit well into most homes, especially one where he can lounge in a patch of sunshine. 3-year-old Brittany arrived at the shelter with a wound across the back of her neck, showing she had a rough time as a stray. Understandably, she was very timid and cautious, wary of all the attention she was receiving from staff. Now, Brittany has come out of her shell and is much more willing to meet new people, but she would still do best in a home with children over 10, as long as they are not high energy, as they may startle her some. Bob, originally from a litter of 4, was the most laid back of his siblings. Now 1 year old, he enjoys romping around during playtime with his human playmates, but he definitely loves cuddle time most of all. Not one to mind a comfy lap, a gentle cheek massage will have him happily kneading your leg in no time. He would make an excellent companion for any home, but would rather not share you with another cat. 4-year-old Stevie is unique in many ways. For one, he is rather calm for a Jack Russell, not to mention his unbelievably sweet and trusting disposition. He is also blind in both of his eyes, making these traits all the more prominent as he relies on his human companions for guidance and cues for what's going on around him. Though affectionate towards all, he would do best in a home with older or calmer kids and only certain pets. Rescued from another shelter, 2-year-old Sampson was sick upon arrival. After some attention, medicine, and TLC, he is fully recovered and ready to show you what a great companion he can be. A bit on the shy side, he can be easily intimidated by other animals, so he may do best as an only pet, though he seems to be fine around kids as long as they aren't overly active. Quite the looker, 3-year-old Ellie is as lovely on the inside as she is on the outside. She has a kind and gentle disposition. It seems like she was quite content just being by your side and receiving some TLC from you. True to her beagle nature, she has affection towards just about everyone she meets, kids and adults of all ages, as well as some other pets. Ellie is likely to fit into just about any home, adding plenty of joy and affection to your life. Originally adopted from the shelter, 3-year-old Bear returned when his family began going through a divorce. Since his last stay, he has packed on a few pounds, but that just means there's more of him to love now. Though he is treat and food motivated, Bear still enjoys running around with some other dogs, playing fetch and going for walks. Despite his size, he would do well with some kids and some other dogs, but doesn't seem to enjoy cats. When Ivy first arrived at the shelter as a stray kitten, she was taken into foster care where she was nursed back to health and grew into a hardy cat. Now 3 years old, she is seeking a home that will allow her to adjust on all her terms since she was adopted and returned for hiding too much after a short period of time. If allowed a little bit of space and understanding, she will soon be hugging your shoulders, headbutting your chin, and giving kisses on the cheek. Macy, 6 years old, and Nikita, 4 years old, came to the shelter as strays. These extra-large girls seem to be fully aware of their size and are very gentle. Not particularly active, they take life at a leisurely pace, preferring their rest and relaxation time over anything. They would do well with kids despite their size, and may do well with some other dogs, though Nikita would do best in a home without cats. Picasso came to the shelter as a stray and was very tiny for his age. Now, at 1 year old, he has become a full-sized, healthy young man. While he starts off shy, he steadily warms up to you and will start chasing around toys for you in no time. Due to his shyness, he warms up slowly to other animals as well, but has had several kitty playmates since arriving at the shelter, so he would do well with other cats. He would likely do well with some kids too, just as long as they aren't expecting a cuddler, as he prefers all 4 paws on the ground. Still young and learning, this 2-year-old cutie Reba has plenty of enthusiasm left from her puppy days. She loves to play and run in the fenced-in yards at the shelter. Once she burns off some of her energy, Reba is ready for some TLC and happily gives kisses. Though she didn't know much upon arriving as a stray, she already knows many of the basics and is continually learning thanks to dedicated staff and volunteers. But since she still has work to do, she would do best in a home with kids over 12. 1-year-old Kathy has grown into quite the lady since coming to the shelter as a young kitten. She was often seen keeping her litter mates in check when they seemed to be getting too rambunctious, but wasn't so stuffy that she wouldn't also join in to play when the mood struck her. Now she enjoys the company of a variety of other cats and people and has become quite the cuddle buddy, complete with loud purring. Kathy would fit well into most homes. A little bundle of personality and energy, 4-year-old Kenny is ready for any adventure you can imagine. A well-rounded man, he walks well on leash and has good doggy manners, and yet is still playful and lively. Though outgoing and amiable towards just about everyone he meets, his level of play will be best suited for kids over 10, as he can get caught up in play mode once excited. Calling out to you as soon as she sees you is 5-year-old Paige. As loving as can be, she will rub against your legs asking for some love. If her silent pleas are left unanswered, you can be sure she will start talking some more. Paige would do well in most homes, with or without kids, though she does not seem to like other cats, preferring to have all your attention for herself. At 2 years old, Booboo is still trying to figure out who he is. Sometimes he can be shy and unsure of himself, while other times he will be up and running, ready to play. The one constant with him is his sweet disposition. Even during his timid moments, he obviously enjoys the loving attention he gets from you, and he tries very best to return all that love. Booboo would do best in a home with kids over 10, so he has the freedom to fully be himself in his new family. A handsome man of 4, Ryan knows how to charm. He boldly greets you with a headbutt and immediately looks for some love. With such poise and confidence, it's hard not to resist him. Even the other cats seem to fall for him, as he has had quite a few playmates during his stay at the shelter. Due to this, Ryan would likely fit well into any home with or without kids and other pets. 3-year-old Taser can send quite a shock to your system when walking into the kennel, as he has a big bark, but once out of the cage, he'll shock you with how sweet he can be. Though maturing, he is still rather active and enjoys running and playing, though he isn't opposed to nice long leash walks. Since he does lean towards the active side, he would likely do well with kids over 5 so he doesn't accidentally knock over smaller kids. Tennyson is the last of a litter of 4. Originally in foster care, this little lady is now 1 year old and has settled into a playful personality. The mover and thinker of her litter, she is always exploring and trying new toys to see what noises or movements they make. Her favorite toys are covered in feathers, and once she has one, she doesn't want to put it down. But don't let that fool you, she still enjoys being held for some affection time and will always return favor with a loving purr. Sporting puppy-like attributes, 2-year-old Astro doesn't seem to realize he's getting older. Bouncy and playful, he is often seen and heard barking excitedly at passers-by from his kennel. This is just his way of trying to grab your attention to say hello. Once out of the kennel, it's hard not to fall in love with his happy tail wag and affectionate greeting. Upon petting him, he appreciatively buries his face in your lap, not wanting you to stop. Astro seems as though he would fit well into most home environments. Middle-aged at about 7 years old is Flickr. While not always big on snuggling, she still enjoys the company of people and all that comes with your attention, whether that be a gentle chin scratch or a wave of a feather wand. Due to her rounded personality and fun-loving attitude, Flickr is likely to fit into most homes with adults and kids of all ages. Meet the Vargas. Husband Ray and wife Teresa have been involved with the Butler County Humane Society for more years than anyone can remember. Together, there almost isn't any aspect of the shelter they haven't helped with. This includes everything from donating goods and handiwork to helping at events and special functions. And while Ray and Teresa love to spend time with our animals here, they are very fond of taking them home with them. Having adopted a number of animals from the shelter throughout the years is just not enough for the Vargas. They have fostered literally hundreds of our most needy animals. This includes a recent foster of a 2-day-old kitten. Ray and Teresa work around the clock not only at their full-time jobs, but at providing some very specialized care for some very special animals. Many wonderful animals owe their lives to the overflowing love that the Vargas have, and for that, the Butler County Humane Society family thanks them. Boisterous and active, Monroe doesn't seem to be slowing down at 3 years old. Wanting to play anytime the mood strikes, she's been known to try to play tug with her leash. Despite this quirk, she doesn't pull much while walking and knows several commands. She's also quite the lover, soaking up every last drop of affection she can squeeze out of you. Monroe would fit well into most homes, with or without kids, and make it along with some other pets. This 4-year-old man, Jerry, is quite the handsome fellow with a face that's hard not to love. Starting off shy at first, he can be highly affectionate if given the chance. After a gentle cheek massage, you'll have him purring up a storm and following you around in hopes of more affection. Though still a bit nervous around other animals, he seems to have the potential to get along with them, as well as children. Arriving at the Humane Society as a stray was a little overwhelming for 2-year-old Pitty Pat, but after settling into the daily routine of shelter life, she is slowly gaining some confidence, thanks to staff and the help of volunteers giving her some extra TLC. With those she knows well, she is the best lover around, snuggling and giving kisses galore, though she can still be shy with new people, making her better suited to a home with older kids. Mila had the good fortune of being found by one of Butler County Humane Society's veteran volunteers and spent a brief amount of time at her home. There, it was discovered that she is a bit of a lap cat in her, but only once she becomes comfortable with you. Since being at the shelter, Mila has become a bit shy once again, but after some patience and care, she's coming around once again to more and more people. With an air of elegance about her, Mila would make an excellent companion for a quiet home without any other pets, so she can receive your full attention, as she knows she deserves. At 1 year old, Boone is very much a puppy in many ways. He's active, eager to please, and still learning all he needs to know to grow into a wonderful young man. Boone loves to go on walks, play fetch, and keep away, as well as romp around, though he has been known to cuddle from time to time. Boone seems to prefer to play with the lady dogs over the male dogs, but would likely fit into most homes with kids over 10. Beautiful and reserved 5-year-old Judy came to the shelter as a stray, and she is more than ready to find herself a forever home. While she may be overlooked at first due to her initial response to strangers, she can be an excellent, low-maintenance companion once you have earned her trust. Once she understands you and you her, she will be a lifelong friend. Preferring to have all 4 paws in the ground, Judy would do best in a family with kids over 8. As a senior dog, 8-year-old Okie knows exactly how he wants to spend the last half of his life, with plenty of TLC, R&R, and a welcoming lap to snooze on. Though he enjoys lounging around for a good portion of the day, Okie is more than happy to play with toys. He's even been seen throwing them around for himself during his kennel break behind the front desk. Due to his age and desire to go at his own pace, Okie would do best in a home with kids over 13. At 1-year-old, Duncan is slowly exiting his crazy kitten phase and has become quite the lover. He loves being held from time to time and gives affectionate nibbles. While curled up in your arms, he will nuzzle your face and neck, purring loudly the entire time. But once he's down on the ground again, he's ready to run and play. Dunk would make an excellent addition to any home, as he enjoys the company of kids, dogs, and other cats. It appears that nobody told 4-year-old Bullfrog that he isn't a puppy anymore. In spite of his age, Bullfrog is hanging on to his puppy years by staying active. Often behaving like a goofball, he will romp around by himself in the shelter's fenced-in yards or dig in water bowls and buckets, going swimming. He would certainly make an excellent companion if you enjoy the water too, but would still settle in nicely to just about any home situation. Even though he's a bit wobbly on his feet due to neurological issues, 6-year-old Hamilton still behaves as any other cat would. He purrs, sucks up as much attention as he can manage, and even climbs, jumps, and explores. He has been known to misjudge distances or trip himself up from time to time, but due to his go-get-'em attitude, he has quickly become a favorite among staff. As long as he doesn't get laughed at, he makes fast friends and would fit well into most any home, even one with kids, dogs, and other cats. Harley, at 5 years old, has a fantastically rounded personality. While thoroughly enjoying a good game of fetch, complete with dropping the ball and waiting for it to be thrown in a sitting position, he also enjoys some R&R combined with lots of loving attention. His overall personality makes BCHS staff wonder if he had a good home once, and everyone is looking forward to the day he finds himself a new family, though not as much as he is. While she didn't show much of her personality at first, 3-year-old Felina is slowly showing her colors more and more. While she's a beauty, her true appeal comes from her personality. Though she doesn't like to be held for long periods of time, she's more than happy to give you lots of affection on all 4 feet, and even sometimes on your lap. Being such a lovely girl inside and out, Felina would fit well into most homes. Dutch is 2 years old and arrived to the shelter as a stray, so not much is known about his past. However, it is clear that he knows what he wants, and that's a new home. Strong both mentally and physically, Dutch likes to be active and challenged whenever possible. This can make him a bit much for younger children, so a home with children over 10 would be best. However, he would make a great companion if you are looking for anything from a running partner to a cuddly house dog willing to learn some fun show tricks, such as roll over and play dead. Felice came to the Butler County Humane Society as a stray. Staff discovered that she was already spayed, so she must have once been part of a family. While no one knows how she ended up on her own, she's moving forward and looking for the perfect home. During her stay at the shelter, she has understandably become picky with her people after seeing so many come and go, but she can be as nice and loving as the next cat if she approves of you, though since she can show some catitude now and again, she would do best in a home with older kids. Mature in years at 8, Elroy's activity level may not be what it once was, yet he still has plenty of pep in his step. He is frequently seen running around the yards with his current canine companion, proving that age can't slow him down too much. But his true appeal lies in his disposition, as it is next to impossible not to fall in love with his quiet sweetness and happy hound face. Elroy would fit well into most homes, with or without other pets and kids. This quiet girl came to the shelter as a stray over 8 years ago and is selective about her friends, both feline and human. When out of her cage, Ellie is quite content to lounge and watch the world go by from a comfortable seat at the top of a cat tree. Although she keeps to herself, she has no problem with other cats and has been seen playing with a select few in the past. And if Ellie decides you are trustworthy, you may be able to pet or brush her, though that kind of trust takes some time. Ellie would prefer a quiet home with someone who understands that companionship and love can take time to build. Though he has a big bark, 2-year-old Luger can be intimidating at first, but he really is a sweetie at heart. Still active and wanting to play, he is often seen running around the fenced-in yards to burn off some of his pent-up steam. But once you join his game, he's all about you and getting some loving attention. Due to his size and activity level, he would do best with kids over 5. Bring the family to the annual Christmas open house at the Butler County Humane Society on Saturday, December 7th from 10 to 5. We will be offering refreshments, fantastic raffles, and great adoption specials. And do not forget to bring your pet to meet Santa and get a beautiful picture from 1 to 3. For any questions, please visit our website at butlercountymhs.org or call 724-789-1150. Domino, at 3 years old, is a cute little lady who wants to make friends and receive a bit of love, but is unsure of how to ask for it from new people. Once she knows you and knows you will return her affection, she will no longer have a problem asking for it and will look up at you with an adorably hopeful expression until she gets a pat on the head or a gentle ear rub. Domino would fit well into most homes, including ones with kids or pets. Smokey was brought to the shelter at 3 years old. Before arriving, he had an unfriendly run-in with the dog, making him very shy. Though he's often seen hiding, both in and out of his kennel, staff has seen more and more of his personality the longer he has been at the shelter, reassuring them that there is still a friendly boy hidden behind all those nerves. But this still means that Smokey would do best in a home with no young kids or dogs. 6-year-old Kaiser is a large boy, and while his size may be intimidating to some, he can be just as nervous around new people. Though he sometimes warms up slowly, he is making more and more friends, showing each one that he has lots of love to give. He just wants to be sure you will love him back. Once he knows you do, he'll be more than happy to play and romp around the yards with you. Kaiser is a truly good boy that would fit best into a home with kids over 10. Still young in age, 1-year-old Mary seems to have an old soul. Not much of an active kitten, she prefers to seek out your attention. From time to time, she still acts her age and chases around anything with feathers, though she would rather have a welcoming lap that she can hop onto for a cheek massage or pampering brush. Mary would still do best in a home with older kids due to her occasional kitty diva moments when she wants some time to herself. 3-year-old Sprinkles came to the shelter after being found wounded. After having the wound across his side treated, Sprinkles began to slowly show his appreciation through purrs and head bumps. Quite the friendly fellow, he is wary of dogs, making staff wonder where he received his injury. Though he would do best in a home without dogs, he does enjoy to spend time with his fellow felines, making him a great addition to a home with or without other cats or kids. At 3 years old, Hannah is still hanging on to some of her puppy energy, making other dogs her age jealous of her spunk and vigor. She enjoys playing and going for walks, but also seems to soak up downtime in the quieter areas of the building, showing that she is a fairly well-balanced activity level. Due to this, she would likely do well in most homes just as long as there are no cats, so she isn't tempted to chase them. 1.5-year-old Ashley has matured into a spunky young lady with a love of playing and socializing. She will greet you as soon as she sees you by calling out with a meow and by reaching out her paw through her cage door. Once out of her cage, she shows a lot of interest in what's going on around her in a friendly, outgoing manner, making her well suited for most homes.